Hello, everybody, and welcome to Supercharge Your Sales. My name is David Simpson from Educated to Enlightened.com. Things just got a little bit crazy here. My moderator was supposed to be here half an hour ago, and she got tied up in traffic. This is Vancouver, and lots of bridges, and she's on the other side of one, supposed to be here very shortly. In the meantime, we're going to run ahead, and we'll carry on as best we can. Hopefully Lorna will be with us shortly. And I also want to thank Marino, who's helped me with the technology side and getting this all put together. Today we'll be introducing you to something that to me is going to revolutionize selling, bringing the performance of your best performers to your average performers. First off, it would be nice if you're all out there, please enter your name and where you're from in the chat box, and I can see who's with us today. We've got Michael here in Vancouver. Hi, Michael. I see Susie. And go ahead, folks, type in. I know there's about 7 or 8 of you out there. Feel free, by the way, to comment in the chat box. We'll be back and forth, and as soon as Lorna is here, I'll have to take a short break to allow her to get her in. But as soon as Lorna has arrived, then she'll be able to respond to people in the chat box. So, how many of you remember the book or the movie, The Da Vinci Code? So, Robert Kiyosaki, pretty famous guy, has said that the ability to sell is the #1 skill in business. Here's a thing that I've always found interesting. We've been told that sales is a numbers game. The best salesperson outsells the average salesperson by 57 to 1. Does the best salesperson work 57 times more hours than the average? In fact, Brian Tracy would agree that a business is a people business. Now, I'd like to take a little bit of time and go back and tell you a little bit about myself. There are 150 certified trainers worldwide for this program that we're talking about today. It's called Bank. Previously, I've done a lot of different personality systems, including Myers-Briggs, DISC, personality dimensions, etc. In fact, I was previously certified as a trainer for personality dimensions. But now I find that it's much I found the problem with the personality dimensions in that it took about 6 hours to bring anybody into speed on it. And it was a little bit challenging. You didn't have enough time in a sales presentation to use it. And so personality dimensions was all about me. And I needed it to be about something else. Now, my career has spanned sales and operations. At IBM, where I worked for 11 years, shortly after they hired Lou Gerstner, they figured they could hire me. I was working with the industrial sector as a solutions executive for manufacturing for Canada. While working in that and as an account manager for Toyota at the same time, I managed for 9 consecutive quarters to be on plan, something that hadn't happened to anybody else in the business. And the reason I was on plan is somewhat to do with what we're talking about today. It was easy for me to become what I would call the trusted advisor in those accounts. Now, as a trainer, I've had, again, an equally long career. Most recently, I'm the developer of the Lean Six Sigma certificate program here in Vancouver at the British Columbia Institute of Technology. So I actually sat down, developed the whole program, put the courses together, and taught a couple of the courses for 4 semesters until handing it over to somebody else to continue. 67% of all salespeople miss their quota. The key problem that the decision maker felt was that the presenter didn't talk to the critical issues as they felt, that key decision maker. We must present the way that the customer prefers. Lorna's about to launch our poll here. Are you able to easily become the trusted advisor when you have the opportunity to sit in front of clients? Okay, so if you look under polls in the on your chat room, You'll see there's a poll there. Click on whichever one makes sense to you. So what percentage of the time are you able to become the trusted advisor? Where for every contact you run into, how many times do you become the trusted advisor, as opposed to, certainly by the time we sell, we need to be there. And so we're looking at numbers that look in the range between anywhere between 25 to 75% of the time is what the answers that we're getting from people. Modify our presentation to suit the customer. We need a way to be able to do that. Now, the person here on this presentation is Sherry Tree. She's the developer of the bank system. In her first 5 years of selling, now, before you jump in and say, well, is this stuff really valuable? Is it really valid? A professor in 2015 attended one of Sherry's presentations and thought, those claims are pretty wild. Is it possible for us to test them? And so he actually set up a number of blind tests and a methodology, all of which has been peer reviewed. And through that, he came out with a report early in 2016 that said that the bank system accurately predicts buyer behavior and leads to significant improvements in relationships and in sales results. So scientifically, this system has been proven to make people much better at predicting what's going to happen when they meet a client. So here's another poll question for all of you. So when it comes to presenting, I pretty much follow the script I've been given. Yes or no? Click on whichever one makes sense to you. And so far the results are pretty much split between the two. A few more yeses. More of you are inclined to follow the script that you've been given. We would have a presentation for each personality archetype. So if we were talking to somebody who was systems-oriented, blueprint, we would do a blueprint style presentation. Suppose you were a blueprint. You find it easy to sell to other blueprints. So these are Sherry's calculations when she sat down and looked at this and said, here's the case for doing this. How much are you leaving on the table? It surprises me because the number is huge. Wouldn't it be nice to earn that money and take it to the bank yourself? So the first archetype is the blueprint. And blueprints are the traditionalists. They like things to continue the way that they are now. And the critical values here really are the idea of stability, structure, systems, and tradition. Now, Jeff Vaughan is an example of a blueprint who took this course. He said, I was skeptical at first, but I followed the step-by-step system. He achieved $50,000 in under 90 days. $15,000 a month make a difference to you. Certainly for me, I would think that's a great addition to my income. Now, the next type is action. And again, once they know that they're dealing with another action people greet each other with a high five. Now, action people are the doers. What can I do right now to achieve the results that I want? This is what action people like. Now, a reference from an action person, Yancey Unequivocally. And yes, she legally changed her name to Yancey Unequivocally. And that name itself is a quintessential action type name. It's all about me. It's all about freedom. How did Yancey do? 250,000 in 18 months was what she estimated was the increase due to bank. 14,000 a month, roughly. And now let's look at the nurturers, the way nurturers greet each other. Hugs. It's all about the relationship and being authentic to who you are. If you're not being authentic, you're out. If they know that you're not being authentic, they can't trust you, they're not going to do business with you. And they're very quick to know that. Nani is an example of, here's a response that's classic for nurturing. Bank changed my life. 1 week, $32,000. Pretty impressive. All right. Now, are better relationships worth something? Even for somebody who's a nurturing kind, he was struggling with some relationships. So if a relationship specialist could get better because of bank, those of us who aren't relationship specialists, all it took for her was a one-day sales training course. Was that a good ROI? Here's the knowledge greeting. Okay, it's not really. Although every knowledge person really values the idea of Spock, and I kind of wish they could apply logic the way that he does. But here's the real knowledge greeting. A knowledge person wants you to know that they have expertise. And their expertise is the number of letters after their name and the job title they possess. And they believe that everything can be boiled down to a right answer and a wrong answer. Bank gave me a quantum leap. Now, nobody else besides a knowledge person would use words like quantum leap. If even a knowledge person can do this, and I say that because when I graduated from university and for years afterwards, I was a knowledge person. And so I can say that knowledge has the most to gain from taking this course because it provides a detailed system in which a knowledge person can work. Now you're probably thinking about, well, all I need to know is which one of the 4 cards I am. And in reality, the answer to that is no. What it turns out is that all of your cards, in order, determine your personality. 4%. Do you like your odds on having the right presentation there? I know I don't like mine. So what do we have to do? What we have to do then is, and here's why bank is a game changer, all right? What if you knew your client's exact card combination? Knew that, you could change your presentation on the fly. And the great news is, as it shows you on the screen, the bank allows you to do that in 90 seconds or less. 90 seconds. How is that possible? The answer is a set of cards. All those values that we looked at earlier on, that's what Sherry put onto these cards. You're going to hand the cards to a customer or client, contact, and you're going to ask them to sort the cards using a predetermined script that's available. Using that script and the cards, they'll take about 90 seconds to sort the cards, hand them back to you, and at that point, you know how to talk to them based on their archetypes, effectively becoming more like the prospect. You being more like them creates more likability and helps quickly build the trust. Mama Brown's little boy Les is another believer in bank. How would I learn to use the bank system? And for that, we have 2 options available to you. The first one that we'll talk about is virtual training. Bank virtual training, bank code VT, is a subscription-based training system. Core system includes the bank sales fundamentals course, plus access to sales tips, white papers, and our private Facebook group. The next level is called Pro. Now, on top of Core, Pro adds 2 more courses. There's a Platinum level, and at the Platinum level, we add in what we call Power Scripting. Power Scripting is where you learn how to make your customer-specific sales scripts based on the 24 personality combinations. And if you are large enough and you have a fair number of employees that you'd like to have trained and tracked, we do have enterprise level systems which allow you to have administrative level on your own tracking dashboard. You have APIs, programming interfaces to allow you to link bank right into your existing CRM system. You get custom on-site training, and the power scripting that we talked about in the last level will be done for you at your location by a bank certified trainer. As a thank you for training and for doing this webinar, I'm authorized to give you the following prices, but only for the next 48 hours. So the other type of course that's available is to use a a course that we conduct around the world. The 150 trainers all have schedules, so depending on where you are in the world, we can set up so that you can go to a training course either near you, or if you have a particular desire to, say, attend a training course in Amsterdam, we can set you up to go to a course in Amsterdam. If you are interested in a bank course, either the VT, the virtual training, or an in-person course, courses are offered with a 100% money back guarantee. So if you buy it and you try it and you don't like it right away, within 3 days, you can have 100% of your money back. Lauren is going to enter a website that you can click on when you go there. We're almost finished, so just click on it and then leave that open as a separate window. Once we finished, which will be in about 2 to 3 minutes, we'll go to that website and sort the cards in order. You'll enter your email and your first name, and you'll get a report on who you are and how it applies, how it impacts your career, issues in your life, etc. So you'll get a personality report that you can use to help yourself. I'm David Simpson. My email address is info@davidsimpson360.com. Thank you for attending. I'm David Simpson. Bye for now.